Hi there, my name's Fiona, and what's on my mind today is Aspen Placards and using them to promote lots of things in your library. Placards may be used to direct customers to related material or to publicise specific areas of interest, events, etc. They always appear at the very top of search results and are triggered by keywords. Let's have a look at how they work. We're going to look at 3 different examples which are used in different ways. So the first example, I'm simply going to do a search for the term sounds in our library catalogue. Now, as you can see, before we get our search results, we have this what's called placard appearing at the top of the search results page. As a user, all I did was enter in a search term of sounds. So in the background, this placard must be linked to the keyword of sounds. And we'll have a look in a little bit at how that actually works and how it's configured. But note the image that's used on this placard and the bit of text that's available here too. And if we click on there, we're then taken to the BBC Sounds website. So this is an example of just offering your library users access to an alternative resource that they perhaps wouldn't have thought about, but it's related to their specific search. Our second example is probably to demonstrate how it's used in an academic library a little bit more. So let's imagine that we are a business student that's interested in some marketing material within the library. So I'm just going to do a search for business marketing. Again, just keyword searches. And once again, what we see at the top of our search results page is a placard. This time, it's relating to business placements. And we've got a link here to read more about business placements within the university. So as a business student, I'm coming in to have a look at some marketing books that the library has, and I'm given that extra direction to actually have a look into the university business placements and get more information from there. Third use of placards, and as I said at the start of this video, there are many, many, many uses. So, we could do hours going through different examples, but I just picked 3 very different type of examples. So my third example is using a placard to advertise an event. So I'm going to do a search for cheesemaking, and I can see what books the library has in connection with cheesemaking, so cheesemaking practice, cheesemaking and dairying, etc. But at the top here, we have a placard. And visually, that looks a little bit smaller, but that's simply to do with the image and the text that's being used. All the placards are at the top of search results and are contained within this rectangular area here. So in this particular example, as a library user who's interested in cheesemaking, I may be interested to know that the library is hosting a talk from a local cheddar cheesemaking expert. So as a library user, that is of great interest to me, and I can see when that is going to take place and at which library. So those are 3 very different examples, but they're all configured to work in the same way. So let's have a look at the background to this. So I'm going to sign in as an administrative user. So we need to use Aspen admin to do any sort of configuration. So your login has to have the back end to Aspen access. So it can't just be a regular library user. So I'm going to log in as a member of library staff with access into administration. Once I'm logged in, I can then go into the Aspen administration area. And the placards are all configured within this local catalogue enrichment section. And here we are, we've got a whole area dedicated to placards. So if I just click on those, you can see which ones are configured on our system. So we have got the 3 that we looked at. And let's start by looking at our BBC Sounds one. So we'll come in to have a look at it. And when I highlighted it initially, I said, look at the logo, look at the image that's assigned to it, and look at the text. And of course, there's the text in our little text editor there, and there's the image. Now, in order to create these placards, we can just upload images and we can remove it at any time as well. You can put in bits of text that you want your library patrons to see when they access that placard. So you can just put in any details, and it's just using a text editor, as you can see here. And then you can put a link in here. So this is the website that we were looking at earlier. So this URL matches the link that we've put in our placard. And remember, we found the BBC Sounds placard after I had simply entered in the search term of sounds. And that is what triggers it. So when you set up your placard, you put in your list of trigger words. So in this case, there's sounds. So somebody enters in sounds, they'll get it. But equally, if somebody typed in the keyword of music or BBC or audiobooks, they would also see that placard. Now let's look at a different example. Let's have a look at our event, our cheddar cheese example. We're coming to edit this. First thing I want you to see here is that this particular placard has dates assigned to it. So whilst the BBC Sounds one didn't, it will display until it's taken down, essentially. This placard, it relates to an event, and therefore it is time sensitive. So you don't want it to display after the event has passed. So you can put your start and end dates in here. And after the 1st of October has been reached, Aspen will automatically then just suppress this particular placard from displaying. So it's a good idea to set these up at the point of creating your placard. Again, we've got the text that you saw within that placard, and we've got the image that you saw here. Once again, we have some trigger words. Now, there is absolutely no limit to the number of trigger words that you want to have in relation to a particular placard appearing. So you can add new ones very easily just by clicking the Add New there and putting in your search terms. Now, one final thing to mention is if you are one of our customers that has multiple front-end Aspens connected to your single system, so in consortium environments, for example, then when you set up your placards and indeed anything else within the Aspen configuration, you can specify if it relates to all the libraries configured on the system or only specific ones. So in this case, our cheesemaking placard would only appear in the PTFS Europe East, Main and West libraries. If I was using the Health Aspen, I wouldn't see it. And again, you can also specify which individual locations within that library as well can see it. So I hope you see that the use of placards can really enhance your user experience in the library as well. It's just another way that Aspen offers that extra bit of functionality, allowing your users to have more information at their fingertips. Okay, thanks very much and speak to you soon.